Alright, what's up, what up? It's most definitely morning, so I'm gonna say good morning, but whatever time you're viewing this, you know, what's going on? Alright, so today is the 7th. It's Monday, July 7th. I'm on my way, got my bag packed, and I'm about to do my tour day with this job. It's my first official day. There's still like some stuff that I gotta go through with somebody else, but the goal is to just basically be on my own and doing my thing, do what works, and don't feel like I'm working, and just gotta see everything through. If that makes sense, I hope it does. If it don't, it will make sense later on in other videos. The goal is for me to get an actual laptop. I don't have one. I returned one that I bought not too long ago. And basically, with the laptop, I just need like a actual camera so I can stop using the iPhone 7 that I'm using and my iPhone 15. They're good, but they don't hold that much space. So I'd rather have something that separates from these things I'm doing, and maybe I could get a better resolution with the videos and stuff too. But I keep mentioning this job is because I am excited. I never thought that, I think that, but it would have had to been a high-paying job. But because, I'm not saying this is a high-paying job, but it gives me all the hours I need in the weeks that, I wouldn't. Besides a Wednesday, I usually land on a Wednesday, but I get off Thursday morning anyways. It gives me Thursday night at least. I got Thursday afternoon to travel and get to my destination. And Thursday night is for me. I get a whole Friday, Saturday, and Sunday even. I just got to be back on Monday morning. So I look forward to it because, like I said on the previous video, I did Uber for 2 years for peace of mind, control of my time, and basically more money per week, except, my car took a toll. It caught up to me right at the tip of it. Like as soon as I started doing my first week of training, it started basically tweaking. So it was just like right on time. Like I always had that fear in the back of my head, like damn, I'm beating up my car, I'm doing Uber, but like I was a good Uber driver. What can I say? I was making more money. I'm still Uber driving, with this car right here. I can't say the sky's the limit. It used to be like people could make $700 a day, but those weren't my time. But there's days that I would, with promotions and stuff, I make $500 in a day. You take away gas and stuff like that as well, and the wear and tear, which is, but once you're walking away with that 500 plus the cash out instantly, you feel good. So you basically, you could get lucky each day. You could, it's not an Uber driver video. I'm just stating the feeling. So I was just free, and I could just get my mind right, which I think for the most part I did. I was suffocating at the post office, and really I was in transition to start a firefighter position, but I think I'll touch up on that on another video, so look out for that. It's not a big story, it will just tie up the post office transition till now. What else? Yeah, I just had to leave that job. I just didn't know what my leap of faith was. So in the meantime, I just did Uber, and it got me through 2 years. And the whole time, really, the goal was to save a couple thousand and start a business, which, a van, a box truck, because I just enjoy driving. As I stated on the previous video as well, is that I could drive all day and not feel like I went to work. So, plus I'm a really like a defensive driver. I'm not really like here and there I get a little impatient and try to drive faster, get around, trying to get to the next ride. But then I remind myself, for the most part, the only danger is really the other drivers, because sometimes cars lose control, big cars and stuff like that. So that's also why I'm glad now I have a job that keeps me off the road a lot less. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are days that, give or take, if I get up early in the morning, I might make something, but it's not prime days. So even when I'm not traveling, I still have my prime days, which are, I'm going to put the phone down because I'm getting on the main highway. But that's what I'm grateful for, right? I'm always going to have the Fridays, the Saturdays, and the Sundays when I'm not traveling to drive Uber. So that's going to supplement my income. And with those days, I can still make an extra $800 to $1,000 on top of whatever I make every 2 weeks. And that's per week through Uber if I'm not traveling, which you don't see. But, all of that is not going into my saving. Like I said, I'm trying to pay off debt, this student loan. I really, I don't got credit card debts. I got a agency working on my credit. I'm like very close to 700. I'm closer to 700 than I am to 650. We're just gonna put that like that. So I got with a a credit fix agency about 6 months ago. I'll say 7 months now, but it's been a slow grind. But the minute my credit dropped below a 580, it was I think I dropped to a 582. Before that, I never really watched my credit like that. Let's just say that. I just, that's for another video. I can't put all in one video. So I'm just throwing little things out there so that way I'll remember, because I'll probably watch all the videos I uploaded one day. When I'm not doing nothing, when I'm not moving around as much as I've been lately. But usually I just check on the sound and I upload them, because it's one take, no edits. One take, no edits. I gotta put this air down now, because when I got in the car, it was very warm, hot even. So yeah, raw, no edits, and we already at the 9-minute mark, and I have an 18-minute drive. So this video may be longer than usual. So maybe not, because as soon as I hit that highway, I know I just don't like how loud it gets, or at least it feels, or I gotta concentrate a little extra, so it don't make good for the video. But yeah, I've gone through some things and I'm trying to figure it out now. I'm new booty to it, and I hate to let people know my moves while I'm doing them. So bringing it here to YouTube is a little it's a little thing for me. Like, it's whatever the word could be. Like, it's out of my comfort zone. But I had to put my egos aside. I'm never gonna say I'm a nobody. Just by watching these videos, you're not gonna get the full stories. Now, I am finding my group though, like a couple people that I could see as family. People that could share their stories, and maybe I could get a little deeper with them if I inspire them. But like I said, I'm hoping by the time you guys see this video, like let's use the credit for example. Nobody fixed your credit overnight. So I started at 582. I'm on 7 months. It's really 8 months later. I'm almost at 700. I'm hoping by the time I'm discovered, my credit is great, and I am announcing my last payment of student loan. Mind you, I didn't even make $1 payment yet. And I gave myself 3 years. If I travel a little less, I could probably pay off, by calculation, I could probably pay off the student loan and probably almost my car off. But I know I'm gonna travel a whole lot, so my student loan, it all depends. Like I said, I'm making other outside investments, so I'm just trying to get it off my back. There's gonna be an auto pay on it, and then there's gonna be money that stacks, and I make a big chunk each paycheck. So, but I do know I tend to, when I'm on a trip, I tend to get myself everything that I want for myself. So it could get tricky. But I'm not gonna fumble the bag. That's the case. So as we do this, step by step, I get to hold myself accountable in these videos. Eventually somebody's gonna catch on, I hope. If not, it's still there for me because I can't keep them on my phone. Even when I try to keep them on my phone, I never watch them. But at least on YouTube, it could stay there. It's not. It's not on my own storage. It's just on the world space. it's like part of my legacy, So that's that. I'm about to hit another main highway, so I may be concluding the video sooner than later. But I'm trying to get as many points across as I can. But like I said, I got to get over the 10 to 15 minutes videos and be making 30 minutes videos, because I don't have more than a couple subscribers to do live stream. One of my travel channels have like 18 subscribers. That's the most subscribers I have in all these channels that I'm starting. But I'm humble. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been trying to do this since, I'll say, a couple months now, like 3 months at most, probably in total. But this channel obviously is like 12 days. So we'll see, And I'm also gonna have something trigger the algorithm. I don't know if it's gonna be mine. The title, the thumbnail. You gotta do all of those stuff, which I'm not doing right now. So eventually, like I said, once I have a laptop, better camera, those are the necessary steps I'm gonna take for my channel to grow. But right now, obviously, if somebody don't have the time, don't have the interest, or not where I am, they're not gonna get past a few seconds of these videos, which I'm grateful for, because I'm sharing my life. So if you don't care, if you're not in that space, I don't want you to watch this video, because all it is you're gonna send me hate comments. You probably, I mean, somebody who want to see my downfall or think I'm down, they'll probably watch it and be like, "Oh yeah, look at this nigga. He's driving Uber. He's in debt." Because I mean, I'm just wondering. Because we all got a little hate on us. We're not all pure. Like, I watch a show that I normally wouldn't watch just because somebody I went to school with is in it. And, I think they did something I didn't like. And, like, somewhere along the way. So I kept watching basically watching just to see their flaws. And then the show wound up growing on me. And eventually they gained my respect. I mean, they weren't in the show for that long. They're probably the least character, but coming from where we come from, it was almost like that's still an accomplishment. But essentially, I wasn't gonna watch. I don't typically watch those shows, but yeah, somebody that was once you went to school with is on there. They were kind of promoting it, and other people got on the bandwagon and showing it. So I seen it from multiple angles to the point where I'm like, well, let me at least check it out, because it's a first for everything. So it was one of those things. In comparison to this, it's like I may have done something to somebody, or somebody want to see what I'm talking about. They might start watching it and get all the way to the end. Whether they hate me or love me, or could care less about me, I am sharing things about me that I don't want nobody to really know like that, but I got nothing to lose, I'm no longer in my 20s. This is humble beginning. It might pay off now, it might pay off months, it might pay off years. It's just practice. So nothing look good at practice, I'm a football guy, so I'm gonna use football analogy on a lot of my future videos. So, like the jerseys don't look as good as the game day jerseys. The first time you run a play, you don't execute it as good. So this is what this is, And right now, consider me one of the suckiest teams. Like I don't even got 11 men to play on game day. Let's just say that, right? So we're just really substituting. Like right now, the coach is a placeholder for a quarterback. We're still looking for a quarterback. Our running back is not really the top, but what we do have is a solid foundation of a line, something like that. A line of defense. I'm not in my feelings no more. I'm not that young, immature person that I once was. I'm just becoming a man finally. Like, I can admit my flaws, and I could live with my decisions. In comparison to before, it was a whole different story, but we made it here. So I'm on the highway, so you might see, might be a little different, but I'm still getting through the video. We're 18 minutes in. I don't want to make it too long, so let me try my best to close it, because you'll definitely catch me on the next one. I don't know if I'm going to do another one later today, but it's my first full day. I'll tell you guys all about it. This is life-changing, man. Because, this is Monday. I get off Thursday morning. And then once I do get off, once I catch my wheels under me and I have my little saving, you might see me at a Dallas Cowboys game, whichever state they're playing in. If I could get tickets, I'll go just to catch the game and see the state at the same time. I haven't been to Texas, so look out for that. I live in Philly. I haven't been to a Philadelphia game, so hopefully they play the Cowboys. Season opening, they are the returning Super Bowl defending champs. So that's something that I might buy tickets for. I don't care how sucky the seats are. I want to be in the building. That's two, and I gotta go to a New York game, whether it's the Jets or the Giants. I just haven't been to a NFL football game, period. So I'm gonna make those things happen this year, thankfully for this job and scheduling. And then outside of that, I'm also going to be going to my two's favorite place so far. Easy to get to, easy to exit, and then once I get my days off accumulated, then, I'll take real vacations where I discover a new place, and make lasting relationships because, I'm not gonna shit on anybody here in the States, but I don't got a crew, I don't got my people, I don't got a posse, I don't got no kids. So that's for the future. We're working on those things. So, I can't say this job is gonna take me all the way through, but I'm giving it a shot. If for nothing, I collect my check and pay off my debt and get better credit score and use my credit to my advantage. So since I'm off the freeway, I got like a solid 5 minutes to fill in other things like, let's see. Other things like I did mention everything quick. Like I said, I'm looking for my legacy, so it's tough to do it here. I don't want to do nothing in depth. Like, I don't want to have, even if I have kids overseas, I don't want to be sending, I want to send double the required amount for somebody to live, but I don't want to be responsible for another person while I'm still struggling. So, I gotta go, Shoot, I might even stack my money well enough, and if I catch the right play doing this online stuff, you might even see me on the journey to move there, Like right now, I am canceling the rent, and in order to travel. So where I'm going, it's tour days, so I don't got to worry about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And for the most part, Thursday. And just come nighttime, I got to get to my next destination to lay my head, and then figure out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then after that, it's work. So, that's really interesting. I wish somebody had a channel. There's a bunch of people with channels. Like, I know this guy that he DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of those things, and live in his car. And he did a daily breakdown to buy a tiny house. He looked like he come from money already. So you gotta have the startup money. That's what I was talking about with the fellow YouTube video, following on JP videos, where he, I don't know what his ending plan is, which it's not my job. Like, all I did was subscribe, so it's not really, it's just a fellow YouTuber. That's what I view him as. So, like I said, I have an interesting journey at hand. At first, I was going to go through it without just quietly doing it, and I guess only, keeping it between me. But it don't make sense because I was watching other people's video. I'm just glad that by the time they were somebody, they at least had videos from the early beginning, like when they were putting their stuff in storage. Like they literally have a clip of their first day sleeping in their car. So I was like, oh wow, that is amazing. So this is me right now. Like, I'm literally on my first day now. This job, some bullshit could happen. So I can't put all my eggs in one basket. That's why this is a action B, plan B. And that's why it's such a great plan B and action B, because I'm not just doing Uber where my car went down and I didn't have something to pay for it, because I traveled with whatever profit I had from Uber. I was getting traveling experience, thinking that, all right, I'm just gonna keep shooting videos and I was gonna do YouTube. So now I got YouTube, which is not making any profit right now, but I got YouTube and I got other occupation that's gonna fuel YouTube. Because it's one thing to have a YouTube channel, but if I'm only taking trips once, twice, 3 times a year, it's gonna take forever. Nobody want to hear somebody talk about traveling and not actually traveling. I think I'm gonna park on the side of the house, if I can find one, which is called. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I'm glad that if I get the right play, if I wanted to, now I could be traveling every week. I might not be overseas with it, but you'll see me out and about somewhere. Now there is a home balance, like I often mention, a support system. I often mention a support system, so all right, I'm here. I'm here 10 minutes early, so I'm just gonna catch my breath. So I did take this video up to 30 minutes, but it's only right for the par, first date thing. So it's just perfect. So we're gonna close this out, home balance, because with doing all that, there's gonna be real relationships that suffer. Like Austin Holloman said, I haven't watched this video in a long time, but I did yesterday, and he was given game. Like, he matured. Because I remember when I found him, he was barely 23. So over the past 2 years that I started traveling since watching him, has it been 2 years? I found him in 2023. I tried 20. It's almost 2 years. But he has matured a little bit, and he was given free game. And what he did say that resonated with me is that once you start doing YouTube, people that knows you, your relationship with them is going to suffer, especially if you are being controversial. But in my case, I'm just going to be absent, and I do know that a lot of people count on me giving them rides, showing up, I would say voluntarily when they need me to, like, they could count on me to be flexible, showing up. Like I said, I was doing Uber. I could pop in home like every couple hours, or I could say, hey, I'm not going to work in the morning. I'll go in the afternoon. I'll go early morning and be home at night. And overall, if I go out for 2 hours, it's slow. I could take somebody up on something that they wanted to do. So that's no longer going to be the case. And with a little bit of money in my pocket coming in, I'm probably going to be able to just, like I said, get up and go. Like, the focus is really like going to these NFL games, getting to know these states, finding out where I like, and then probably frequently going there as well, along with my international travels. So this is the end for this video. We at the 30-minute mark. So if you watch this far and, you know, for some reason, you know, you are not subscribed and you were able to keep up with this video, just give it a like, give it a follow. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out. But I understand this is not for everybody. So, like I said, you won't have to hear this if it wasn't for you. You wouldn't have made it this far. Unless you just skip to the end. But, man, if you followed me this far, just remember, hit the subscribe button. And stay tuned for the next one. And this was only on purpose. I don't mention the channel name, but I have to start doing that because it's the whole theme of this thing. If you're seeing this, it's because it's only on purpose. I'm not going to keep you out any longer. This is it. We're going to stop it right here. Just right here.